everybody, this is Risa from Hudson Valley Vintage. At Hudson Valley Vintage, we sell antiques, furniture, and new decor made with reclaimed materials. We are the premier retailer of Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint and fusion mineral paint in the Hudson Valley. We love teaching workshops and sharing our knowledge, so that's what we're going to do today. Come on inside. We are going to share our knowledge with you about prep. It has been an amazing day in Rhinebeck today. We've been so super busy. It's been all of 45 degrees, which compared to the weather we've been having lately, it's like a heat wave. It's insane. I'm not even wearing a hat today, which you know I'm always wearing a hat. So why don't you come back into our workshop, and we're going to talk about prep. Hi everybody. If you've taken one of our workshops, and my husband Kevin is behind the camera today. Hi Kevin. So if you have taken one of our workshops or had a consultation in our store about prep, you know that we are really big on pushing prep. It's super important. So with prep, it's so important because when you're painting a piece, your finished product will only be as good as the foundation you're working on. And I know there's a lot of paint lines out there that say no prep, no prep. If you go on Pinterest, it says no prep. Well, we just don't believe that that's true. So as I said, your finished product is only going to be as good as the foundation that you're working on. In many cases, you only need to clean your piece. So we're actually going to give you a little demonstration in a minute all about cleaning your piece with TSP. But I want to point out a couple of other things first. If you have a piece like this one, isn't this gorgeous? We got this last week at an auction. So if you have a piece like this, you want to take off your hardware. Always take off the hardware. Some people tell you to leave it on if you're painting it. I would take it off no matter what, even if you are painting it. I think that's probably a good idea. If your piece is previously painted. So you want to see if there's any wax built up on it. That can be a resist for the paint that you're going to lay down, so you want to make sure you get that off. So if you have a piece that is chippy like this, that's fine. You can paint over it. What you don't want is a piece that has chippy paint like this that's lifting off. So like, I don't know how close you can get, honey, but like this right here, there's a piece of paint that's like lifting off. So you would want to get that off of there. You would want to sand that down. You don't, because if you paint over chippy paint that's coming off like that, you know, it's just not going to adhere. You're not going to have a good result. Our paints are all water-based, so water-based paints don't go well directly over oil-based paints without first prepping the surface, because if you do that, the paint is going to peel off. That will not be a good thing. So here's a little trick I'm going to give you. So what you could do is wet a white rag with denatured alcohol or deglosser and rub it on your piece. If color appears on the rag, then the paint is water-based and you're good to go. So if color doesn't come off on your rag, then it could be oil-based. So then you want to do a little bit more prep. You could gently rub it with some sandpaper just to degloss it a little bit. You know, you're not sitting there trying to get the paint off. You just want to get it a little bit roughed up. So I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, all the prep that you need is going to be using TSP, which is what we use. So we mention it in all of our workshops. We really push people to clean their pieces thoroughly. So what we're going to do today, ladies and gentlemen, clean a piece with TSP. So we're going to switch places right now. And
so what I'm going to show you today, this is kind of like a baking show. We have a piece that we're going to work on, but I also, if you want to show them, so this is what it will look like.
So he's already cleaned this one, and you could see that it's, I'll try to bring it in there. You could see how beautiful that wood looks. It's just gorgeous. Really nice.
You see it's dry.
Really nice.
I'll lift this seat off.
Yeah.
So you can see it's dry. It looks dry.
He's already, and you're probably saying, oh my God, this is a freaking mess. What are they talking about? But really, this has been cleaned, and this piece is the TSP completely deglossed it, so it's really ready to be painted. Funny, the piece that hasn't been cleaned yet looks better, but that's only because all this dirt has built up on it. So what are you going to do about that seat?
So typically chairs come apart pretty easily. This one I can lift up. I've already unscrewed the screws, but it's basically four regular head screws.
Right.
I would take all of that off, kind of as you said, taking the hardware off the pieces. So I've already unscrewed those. You can see it's actually it's a pretty nice leather seat, so we'll work on that. What we use, this is liquid TSP, so it's a concentrate.
This is made by the folks at Fusion, and we sell this.
And so I mix a couple of capfuls in with a liter of water. It also comes in a powder, and sometimes I'll use the powder, sometimes I'll use this. Today I mixed up the liquid. And I will mix it up sometimes a little stronger because we're looking at really old,
right. So I think today,
furniture.
For this piece, you put maybe an extra capful in. Because,
typically, and I'll use the blue nitrile gloves. Because the TSP is it's a heavy surfactant, heavy cleaner. It doesn't bubble, so it goes on. And basically, I'll use a sponge.
Let's get in there close.
And get everything wet. Now, a couple of things about prepping furniture. Look at it. You can see this is solid wood. You want to look to see if it's solid wood or laminate.
Okay.
The piece you showed over here, this is solid. You can open the drawers. You can open the doors up. These chairs obviously are solid wood. If it's solid and it's warm weather, you could actually take this out in the driveway and do what we're going to do inside today. What will end up happening is, if you look at it from the 30s, all of the cigarette smoke, all of the years and layers of...
Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody smoked back then.
Of all the furniture polish, and if you kind of, I just wash it on, and depending upon the furniture, you can do it once or twice. It depends on what you want to.
Now, what about? Now, I have to be honest. I don't smell anything. I mean, that's the stuff you're using, the Fusion TSP.
Yeah,
doesn't really have an odor.
This doesn't have much of an odor. Most of the smell that you'll get off of this will be the mildew and all of the other things that are coming off of the furniture.
What about mildew and mold? Will TSP take care of that?
TSP will take mold and mildew off. It will remove some water rings that you'll see, and it will not remove paint. So that's a good thing. So these are primarily polyurethane or shellac chairs, depending on the era. And the TSP will not really remove it, but if you go back to this, you'll kind of see it's deglossed. There's not a lot of gloss on it. But if you kind of get into the water, and I just started.
Are you using any kind of special sponge or anything? Or?
No, it's just a regular kitchen sponge. I got a little Scotch Brite. So I just started this, and it's already
water. Yuck.
One thing you want to be prepared for.
Really, that's why you're wearing the gloves more than anything, because it's dirty.
And I've also got some towels under the legs. I will say this is one of your secrets. If you go out to an auction or a garage sale, and you see a 1940s or 1950s old television rotator table, grab it, because they're the greatest thing to work on furniture. They're meant to hold 60, 70, 100-pound televisions, so they're super sturdy. So I'm kind of going back through this. You'll see if you actually put the water on and you kind of let it run down and you walk away from it, you'll see a light streak. It takes all of the dirt off. Even the bubbles in the foam are brown. And what I'll do, the liquid TSP says you don't have to rinse it off, but I usually do anyway.
Now, how would you rinse a piece like that off inside?
I have a sink in the back. The best thing is when it gets warm. I would normally take this piece in the driveway, and the TSP is fine. It's not going to kill the grass. It's basically trisodium phosphate with no phosphate in it. In the driveway, I would just take the hose, and I would hose this whole thing right off, put it in the sun, let it sit, I'd be finished.
But I have a question about that. Now, you mentioned before pieces of wood furniture that's laminate. So if you take that in the driveway and rinse it with a hose.
So that's a good point. So laminate furniture, you get a lot of furniture that has fine inlay, beautiful lines on it. that I would take the sponge. I wouldn't soak it as much as I'm doing now. I would pretty much wring a lot of the water out and really just wipe it and wipe it and wipe it down. If I were to do that, I might even mix up the TSP even a little stronger.
Wow.
So that I'm not soaking it. And then I would wipe it on, not soak it, then get a towel, wipe it off, then get some clean water, and with the towel, wring the towel out and wipe it on. And, and it will still be gloss.
So, let's pretend we're done.
We're done.
With
so,
this.
and I've essentially covered all of this.
Yeah.
So what I would normally do is I would bring this in the back. I'm not going to bring it in the back.
No.
Put it on the sink. Fill up some water. Pour the water down. Wash off all of these bubbles, and then I can see it's all cleaned off. I'll put it down. Set a couple of fans on it. Turn the fans on, and it will be dry like this. And then you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
You can start painting it.
Okay, I just want to give you one more scenario. What if you do the TSP and it dries, but you still have a very shiny, like I'm going to show you a piece right here. So I would never paint this because this is spectacular, but this piece is very shiny and slippery. So if you have a piece like that with a really slick
Then
finish, what would you do?
you would use Ultra Grip. So this is a water-based primer. It goes on one coat. It goes on kind of like water, really. Even though it looks white in the container, it looks milky. It dries clear. It actually dries.
No odor.
It's got a little bit of a. You can. It's not grit, but you can feel it's got a rough surface, and the paint adheres right to it.
So that's also a Fusion product.
Yep, that's Fusion too. So
And we carry both. We carry the whole Fusion line.
So it's actually really, really simple. This dries pretty quickly also.
Right. So we carry the whole Fusion line at Hudson Valley Vintage. So these are great to add to your prep toolbox. Okay, so
the whole difference between sanding and properly cleaning a piece is really quite a bit, because you can see I'm finished.
Yeah.
5 minutes, wash it down, let it dry, and paint it. So what you can do in a weekend is pretty incredible.
yes,
So.
it really is.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't hesitate to send us any questions. We always go back and check to see if anybody has sent any questions. If you know anybody that is interested in furniture painting, tell them they have to prep and send them a copy of this. Share it with them. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Have a good weekend. Right behind.
Here she is. Here comes Mia. She's
Now you'll
waiting.
see, you get some. We get furniture. We got rid of a dresser this morning.
Yeah.
People came in and
Honey, I'm
bought it.
sorry. Nobody really cares. We just want to look at Mia.
Oh, okay.
Look at Mia. She's our shop girl. She's wearing her Carhartt coat today. She's modeling for us. Down the runway now is Mia. Mia Chi wearing her Carhartt working girls coat. Okay, sorry.
You can do it in the driveway.
Mia is transfixed on this. She finds it so fascinating.
Then I would